So I was just realizing something, man. I was sitting in Starbucks. I sat back and I said, man, I got a problem. I got a reproductive problem. I haven't reproduced myself yet. I haven't made a copy of myself yet. You feel what I'm saying? And I want to make a copy of myself. I want to reproduce, but I'm struggling to do so. Maybe I had a better chance when I was younger in my 20s, and I did. But now that chance is a lot more difficult nowadays. So I said, fuck it. You know, get a lot of money. That'll solve your problem right there, man. You feel me? And get a lot of money. And females will be lining up to have a baby with you. You feel me? That's what cats gotta do. That's what cats gotta do. Cause it's not gonna get any easier as time goes by.
Which one? That this is 2.9. We got the new one. You see the new one we got? The big set? Brick. Nobody have that. Nobody have in town. This week maybe sitting, but we get the push. Not Friday.
Don't lie.
Anything else? 11 out of 14. I'll take it home. Oh. When will be back? Back later today? Yeah. After that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Charlie.
8:25.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, boss.
You have a good one.
You too, man. Because motherfuckers is passing on their genetics, man. You know, like that one cat that was in Starbucks. He had 2 kids. He's doing what he came to do, bro. You know, he came down here to Earth to procreate. You know what I'm saying? You know, he came down here to do what he doing. And a lot of cats are struggling to do what he do. The guy got his money together, but anytime a man has 2 kids in the most expensive part of the world, he's doing his job, bro. He's able to reproduce in the Bay Area, 2 kids. Wow. I know his money is on point Cause them motherfuckers nowadays, man, they ain't having kids like that, man. When the last time I seen somebody with 2 kids out here? That wasn't from the US, by the way. I ain't talking about the immigrants that's here. I'm talking about people who are born here. Because people from other countries, they have kids regardless. You know, regardless of whether or not they're poor or rich or financially well off. So solving your reproductive problem. So when you got a problem reproducing, when you cannot reproduce yourself, you're struggling. You know what I'm saying? You can't make a copy of yourself. You can't Xerox a copy of yourself. You know, that's when it becomes a problem. So now you gotta like say, fuck it. Get money, man. You know, or go overseas, but you gotta have your bread together. See your cats? I keep on saying this shit time and time again. You gotta have your money together, even if you're a passport bro. Look at Richie Mack. He's running away from Thailand. He ain't got his bread together, man. He's one of them dudes that try to cut corners and shit. Live off his YouTube channel. Always begging for donations and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got the money together, bro. You feel me? Oh. He ain't got the bread together, so now he want to run away from Thailand, blow up the spot, you know, stank up the spot, and then leave you there to smell it. You know, he basically took a shit in Thailand and then decided he wanted to leave. And now when you come through, you're gonna have to smell the shit. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't getting worse. I mean, it's getting worse out here, man. You know, a lot of guys are not eating, man. A lot of guys are not reproducing. A lot of guys are not having sex, bro. So I say, fuck it. Get your money on. That's the only way to solve your problem. Or you're gonna be like Heaton Secede, man, acting a fool in public. You know, drinking and driving, getting pulled over by the cops, arrested. And now he's gonna have to take DUI courses. He gonna have to pay a fine. He just making things worse for himself, bro. How is that gonna help? How is that gonna solve your reproductive problem? Jumping up and down, acting like a little kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, how is that gonna solve your problem? I don't know, man. You know? It's not gonna solve your problem. You need to be out here on this grind every single day. Chasing your dream, chasing your schooling, something like that. Chasing anything, I don't care what it is to bring the money in, bro. You feel me? I don't care if it's sports. And that's the least like respected profession is sports. Sports is not really like a respectable uh, profession because there's a lot of physical, you know, there's a lot of physical to it. Nothing that you got to think. No thinking required. You feel what I'm saying? You're just using your physical to make money instead of your head. So that's why is not really a sports is not really a respectable profession. Not like doctors and lawyers and shit, man. You feel me? You know, whatever you need to bring home the bacon, bro. Even if I hit a jackpot, I won't be respected. Motherfuckers be like, you just got lucky, bro. I had to go to school and I had to do homework. I'm like, nigga, I chased that jackpot for 5 years. I'm talking about if I hit this year. I chased that jackpot for 5 years, man. How you can't not respect me? Shut the fuck up, bro. But anyway, like I said, man, you feel what I'm saying? So every man listening to this live stream, man, you better be getting your money on every single day, man. Or at least like chasing the money, man. It take you a while to get there, man, but you'll get it, man. You just gotta stay on the grind every single day, you feel me? Every single day you gotta do that. Because you could be stuck in your situation for the rest of your life. All the struggling that you're doing. All the struggling that I'm doing. I don't want this to last a lifetime. Literally, bro. A lot of cats gotta understand this is war out here, bro. We in a war zone. It's every man for himself. It's every single time Dick and Harry and Chad and Tyrone and Incel and average man for himself. you know, it's all about outsmarting your competition. I remember I was watching I think it was Superman 3 when he had to fight Zod and those other two beings that came from his world, Krypton, right? And Superman he outthought the enemy, man. Like he outsmarted them. You feel what I'm saying? At the end, what happened was Superman told Luke, I can't remember my fucking got tied tongue, all that shit, man. He told Luke, God damn, what's the bad name on Superman? Lex Luthor. Okay, that's what it is. He told Lex Luthor that if if I enter that pod, which is a glass pod or whatever that Superman was referring to, if I enter that glass pod, I'll lose all my superpowers and I'll become normal. And he knew that he couldn't trust Lex Luthor, so he told him that. And then the moment Zod and them two goons came back, the male and female. They remade that, by the way. They remade it. It's pretty good. The moment they came back, Lex Luthor ran his mouth. Hey, don't go in there. It's a trap. If you go in there, you lose all your superpowers and you'll be normal, like a normal person. And he was like, okay, let's put Superman in there. So then, you guys seen Superman, I think it was part 3 or some shit like that. So Superman, they told Superman to get up in that pod, boy. You're gonna have to lose your superpowers and bow down to me. And Superman went inside the pod and turned on the switch, and something started to happen, and there was some noises and stuff, and he was inside that glass pod. And then when everything stopped, when the pod was finished, he got out of the pod and went over to Zod, General Zod or whatever they call him, right? And the two goons, and then it was like, now Superman, bow before me. So Superman did, right? He got on one knee, he bowed, he grabbed his hand, and then all of a sudden, Superman started to squeeze his hand and crush it. And then Zod was like, his mouth wide open, like full of pain and shit, right? This motherfucker's full of pain. He's crushing his hand, he's squeezing it. And then the dude was like, oh my God, his mouth was wide open. So Superman grabbed him, he picked him up, put his fist in his belly, and threw him off that Krypton world or whatever. And basically, they went floating to outer space. And then the other guy, he tried to fly. He fell down. He fell down to outer space too. What's her name? Superman's girlfriend, whatever. I'm bad with her name, man. Lois Lane, that's what it is. Turned around and socked the chick that was holding her from the back or whatever. So basically, he outsmarted his competition. He outsmarted them up here. So my more of the story is outsmart your competition, outdo your competition by using this up here. That's what I was trying to get a point across. That was my point across right there. Is outsmart the competition. Competition is fierce, but if you outslick them, if you outsmart them, you could win the game, man. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? So, the moral of the story is, man, don't be a dumbass and don't be a dumbass and do the same thing over and over again. Just being a dummy. Because you're not going to win in this world if you're dumb as shit, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So only the smart and the strong survive. A lot of you guys got to start filling your head with knowledge because you don't know what to do. How can he succeed if he doesn't fill his brain full of knowledge? How can he win at life? That's why he's running around being drunk and not knowing what to do, because he's sitting there every single day, not filling his brain up with knowledge. Okay, it's like how the fuck do I build a car? Gonna have to study, go to a mechanic school, go to where they build cars at, and they're gonna train you. But you don't know how to do it if you don't apply yourself, man. How you gonna build a car, bro? And you don't know how. You're gonna be frustrated. That's why motherfuckers go to school, so they can learn how to build cars, so they can learn how to become a doctor or a lawyer. You don't know nothing about medicine because you're not studying it. You feel what I'm saying? It's like me trying to become a doctor, but I don't have any knowledge. I'm gonna be frustrated in there, bro. My thing is to seek knowledge, and wisdom. Well, the wisdom is already kicking in because of my age. You know, wisdom come with time. You can't rush it. Ain't no such thing as a wise like 25-year-old dude. You know, you can have knowledge at 25, but you can't have wisdom. Just like Tupac, he was knowledgeable, but he didn't have wisdom. You feel what I'm saying? Because if Tupac was 45 at that time, he would have been a lot more, maybe like his head would be more cool instead of a fucking being a hothead and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because Tupac was a hothead. He reacted. He didn't think. You know what I'm saying? He didn't think like, damn, there's cameras everywhere. I might go back to jail if I violate my probation. So now we're gonna skip out on getting this dude tonight. Leave Orlando Anderson alone. Leave that guy alone. We'll get him next time, man. Whenever we see him out again. Right now we need to stay focused on his music. You know what I'm saying? That'll be the older Tupac talking, the smarter Tupac. You feel me? But younger Tupac be like, oh, let's go fight that dude right now. Let's go whoop him. Let's go jump his ass. You know what I'm saying? Because you full of testosterone and you don't know how to think. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta use your mind in this game, bro. And the only way you can like win at this game is you gotta use your mind. Like how you think I won my first jackpot? That wasn't just all luck, bro. It was my mind who got that jackpot. Because I saw a pattern that I could take advantage of. And I went for it. And I hit 4 numbers out of 5 on the $5 ticket. All numbers in the same. All numbers on the same row with the same numbers. Look at my shorts. I ain't gotta lie to you. That was my first jackpot right there. That happened like a year and a half ago. I used my brain to get that, bro. That wasn't just all luck. Yeah, there was a little bit luck involved, but it was mostly strategy. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you're hungry and you're in a desperate situation, you're gonna pay attention to every little detail. You're gonna pay attention to all trends and patterns and all that other stuff because you're hungry. You want it bad enough. You feel me? So I use my mind to get that jackpot. You feel me? You gotta understand something. If a lot of you guys you're not filling your head full of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? If you're not out there seeking knowledge, you're gonna be dumb as a rock because you're not inhaling anything. You're not soaking nothing up. The brain is like a sponge. You gotta soak it up with information of the know-how. It's called knowledge. You feel what I'm saying? And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe, remember that cartoon G.I. Joe? You know what I'm saying? Knowing is half the battle. If you don't know how to infiltrate the enemy's lair, bro, you're not gonna break in. You see, you send like drones and motherfuckers who are disguised as one of them, and like a spy to scope out the area, to scope out where the highest or the lowest wall at. You know what I'm saying? You don't just rush in to defeat the enemy, man. You go ahead and send a spy or you send a drone or something like that to scope out the area, find out the weak spots, okay? You feel me? And then if your informant or your spy make it back alive, he gonna give you the info like, okay, this point right here, this got a trap door right here, and there's a side door right here, and then there's no security on this corner of the building right here. We can sneak in right here because there's no security. So now he knows he got the knowledge. So then he can move in and disassemble all enemy whatever you want to call it, take the enemy down with an easier time. You feel what I'm saying? But you got to have the know-how, though. You got to have the knowledge to do so. Because you rush in there, man, you can get killed. Your whole entire clique could get killed. Your whole army could get killed. What's up with it, Dorian? You feel what I'm saying? So that's why you send in the informant or the spy, so he could scope the place out. Or you could scope the place out from a drone above. You feel what I'm saying? But if you ain't soaking up no information, you're gonna be dumb as a rock. You're gonna get killed. Okay? You don't know what you're dealing with. It's the same thing, when you're going after a dream. Let's say you want to become an actor. Okay. So you're gonna go through a whole lot of like letdowns and rejections. Okay. I'm not interested in dating right now, man. Chasing this bag. Dorian. You're gonna go through a whole lot of rejection. You're gonna go through a lot of, I don't think this guy's ready to become an actor. And all that experience is gonna make you better down the road, bro. So when you apply for a acting job next time, and then the next time after that, you're gonna keep getting better at acting. You're gonna keep on getting better at your delivery. Okay? And then after a while, you're just gonna mold yourself into a really good actor, and then you're gonna get your break eventually. You feel what I'm saying? But it takes time. You feel me? Time and effort. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of guys are dumb, man. Like, they fill their head with nothing, man. Like, the power isn't a book. You know what I'm saying? The power is feeding your head full of that knowledge. Like I said, he didn't succeed, bro. The last 8 years, what did he do? He sat back, played video games, probably smoked weed, drank a bunch of alcohol, and he did not even try to fill his head full of knowledge. Okay? What time is it? Okay, it's time to start walking. I'm not gonna work out today, man. Yeah, we're gonna have to walk down to the spot. Yeah, I'll just work out when I come back this way. It was too late for me any to work out. I thought so. So if you dumb as a rock, man, you ain't soaking up no knowledge, how you gonna win at life, man? You feel what I'm saying? That's why motherfuckers go to school for. Is to fill their head up with knowledge. Like becoming a doctor or a lawyer. I heard the first year was really tough. And as the years go by, it gets easier and easier because you don't soak your head up full of, knowledge about the law. You feel me? And same thing with becoming a doctor, the school of medicine. You feel what I'm saying? You done went to medical school, filled your head full of knowledge about medicine. You feel what I'm saying? Then after about 5 or 6, 7 years, you become a doctor. Now you can eat good forever now because you got the knowledge, bro. But if you sitting back every single day, not being persistent with anything or not soaking up no knowledge, how you gonna win, man? You ain't soaking up no knowledge on nothing. You feel me? The days are going by and you're just getting dumber and dumber. You know what I'm saying? And then you get frustrated because you ain't doing nothing. You ain't seeing no progress in your life. And now you start taking that on everybody else. You see going out into public acting a complete dumbass, just wasting his time, man. How is that making anything better, man? You know, and getting drunk, going into public, acting a fool, talking about the rim or the ram or whatever. You know, just acting a complete fool. That ain't doing nothing. You know, you ain't doing nothing but making the situation worse. The situation is already critical. You're just making it worse. You feel me? If he would have spent like that 8 years building himself, he wouldn't be there right there. He wouldn't be there acting the fool, man. Only reason why he drinking a bunch of alcohol is because he coping. Well, wait. You know? He's coping for no apparent reason. I mean, actually, he's coping for a reason. For the reason that he don't have a girlfriend. Now, let's go this way. See, I spent the last like 5 years chasing the jackpot, studying trends, patterns, hot numbers, cold numbers, warm numbers. I spent years studying that shit, bro. And it's just a matter of time before I hit a big one. And I'm out of here. Once I hit my second jackpot, I'ma disappear from the face of it, bro. You probably won't even hear nothing about me ever again. Because you know you're a jackpot winner, you gotta delete all social media accounts, man, for your own safety. And that's what I gotta do. This one day you're gonna come to this channel, it's gonna be disappeared with a question mark in the thumbnail. You feel what I'm saying? Where that nigga go? You know what I'm saying? So enjoy me while I'm still on YouTube, because in the future, man, you know, I'm gonna be gone. The world is a cold place, man. Ain't no time to be a dummy, man. There's no time for being a dummy. You feel me? You know. He didn't succeed. Was gone. My thing is he didn't succeed. It's the isolation that's getting to him, and it's making him lose his sense of his senses. You know, it's causing him to lose his senses, bro. He's losing his marbles because of the isolation of not having a girlfriend, basically. When you don't have a woman, that's called isolation, bro. That's not a good thing for your mental health. I guarantee if he had a woman, he wouldn't be acting like that. Because his woman would have checked him, like, hold on. You know, what the hell you doing? You better get your ass back in here. He'll be like, yes, dear. Especially that's his only option. He gonna take all kinds of orders. You know, he gonna be on his best behavior and everything. You know, but like I said, an empty brain is not gonna know how to do anything in life, man. You know, a jelly bean brain, I ain't gonna do nothing, man. Life is already hard as it is, man. You know, why make it harder by not doing nothing in life? You feel me? You know? Oh, throw that away. I see guys out here having babies like it's nothing, while everybody else is struggling. Even the manager of Starbucks, he already got a family going. And I'm at that Starbucks by myself every single day. Only the females that I'm not attracted to approach me. You feel me? So I say, get the bag, bro. That's the only thing that's gonna save your ass, man. Why you think I keep on stressing that shit? You feel me? Because that's the only hope for a lot of niggas, man. And I say you gotta commit yourself to something. It don't have to be being a doctor, lawyer, but it's gotta be, you gotta commit yourself to something that's gonna lead to like riches. Money. Lots of it. You feel me? Man, motherfuckers don't want to change, man. That's the one thing about a lot of motherfuckers, man. They don't want to change. You feel me? You know, they don't want to change. you know, time go by so quick, man. Before you know it, another 8 years will pass, man, and motherfuckers will still be in the same spot. Got a problem reproducing yourself, man. You gotta fix it. You gotta figure out what's wrong, and then you gotta slow climb your way out of it, man. None of us could like pop into success, you know, unless we get very lucky, like really fast. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you want to become rich, you want to become successful, you want to get the bag, but you don't want to take the long route to get it. But I got news for you. You ain't going nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I had to stop chasing the bag. I'm like, where am I going though? I'm still here. I ain't went nowhere. I haven't got the bag yet, so why give up? That's what I always say. You know? That's what I always say, man. Why give up when you're still here living in hell? As long as I'm breathing, I will always continue to try. You feel me? I will always continue to try as long as I'm breathing. And passion too, man. Motherfuckers ain't got no passion. You don't feel strongly about nothing. He succeeds, spent his whole entire life just goofing off, man. I don't know why his father didn't have that talk with him, like, son, you're gonna have to get money for females to deal with you. So you're gonna have to go to school and get a very good job, okay? Because life, it ain't fair. And it's not gonna be fair for you. You feel what I'm saying? It's a whole world. Go to school, boy. Become something. That's the only way you're gonna get these bitches to fuck with you, man. You see Tiger Woods' dad? The moment Tiger Woods' dad, the moment Tiger Woods was born, his dad put a golf club in his hand, bro. Like, here. You are not going to be good looking when you get older. You know, you're going to have to become a billionaire. Wait, same thing with Kobe. Not the best looking dude in the world, bro. To me, Kobe he looked like a weasel, bro, or a rat. He had like a rat face to me, bro. Somebody knew that he wasn't going to be a ladies' man and put a basketball in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with LeBron. Not the most handsome dude in the world, but he's the third great compared to Michael Jordan. He come in third. And when he was coming up, the females wasn't digging him either. You feel what I'm saying? The females, they wasn't fucking with LeBron. But the moment he became champion, the moment he entered the NBA, that's when they was all on him. Cause LeBron like a foreign looks, man. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta solve your reproductive problem, man. I'm sorry. Only through the bag, bro. You feel me? Only through the bag is that you're gonna solve your reproductive problem. Being broke is not gonna work. It'll make things worse. Running away from self-improvement, it makes things worse because then as you get older, you age, you start losing whatever looks you got. You know, remember the wrinkles and gray hair, they kick up every single day after 30, man. They get worse and worse. Gray hair, wrinkles, rejection gets harder as you get older. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you a guy that was like a 7, like me, in your prime, you'll start coming down from that 7, man. Like in your 20s, you could be a 7. And then when you get to your 30s, you're gonna be a 6. And if you exercise, you can maintain that 6 throughout age, throughout your 40s. But when you get to your 50s, you're gonna come down to a 5, and it's gonna keep on getting worse and worse with looks. So therefore, it will keep on getting worse and worse and harder to attract a young female to mate with, to have babies with. I ain't never had it so hard, man. The days I wish I could turn around, man. I wish I could go back into time. You know what I'm saying? I would have took care of my business in my 20s, and then I would have started having babies. You feel me? Therefore, I wouldn't be here complaining if I would have took care of my shit in my 20s, man. But I didn't. I wasted time. Not really. I did start on the music journey. I bought all that music equipment. I was trying, but I didn't succeed at it. You feel what I'm saying? And I didn't know that there was going to be some penalty. There was going to be a penalty for not succeeding. You pay a high price for not succeeding in life. That's why there is no room for failure with men. It's either you succeed or you have a fucked up, miserable life. And as you get older, it's gonna get worse. You feel me? You can't fail at this, man. Whatever I'm doing right now, I can't fail at it. Pay attention. Stay up on your grind, man. You feel me? You know, a lot of cats, they think that it's gonna be okay if I just do nothing. Nah, penalty. You don't go to school, you don't become anything, you'll be called a drop-dead, dusty loser or a scrub by women. That's the penalty for not going out and getting your bread up. You know, that's the punishment that people give you. And unless you a Chad or a Tyrone, you can't afford to not achieve anything. You feel what I'm saying? So they fixed it nowadays in this society, man. It's either you achieve something, become great at it, make a lot of money, or you go the other route, which is holding down a regular job, making about $20 or $25 an hour, and get the worst things out of life. You feel me? That's what's gonna happen, man. You feel me? You can't be a loser your whole entire life, man. We can't be losers our whole entire life. You cannot continue to run away from chasing the bags. You can't continue doing that. You know, got it. He got to. We got to get our bread up. You know what I'm saying? You can't run from chasing that bag. You cannot do that. You feel me? That's why you gotta start early, man. I think our fathers wasn't hard enough on us, or some of us didn't have a father. That's one of the reasons why a lot of guys don't end up becoming nothing. It's the father you had in your household. You feel me? The father in your household, he just didn't either do enough or he wasn't there. Or he wasn't hard enough on you. I remember when my dad was around, he was very hard on me, very strict. Waking me up to catch pop flies and play catch just so I could get good at baseball. He used to be always at my school making sure I got G's and E's. In elementary, you get G's and E's. That's good and excellent. He always made sure I was doing my homework. And then when he left, that's when I got really lazy. And my mom didn't care. Every man's supposed to at least have his father in his life until he turns 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? After that, you grown now. I would say 18, but that's a little young. But every man should have a father until age 20. Your father will prepare you for the outside world. He'll teach you how to be disciplined. Feel me? He'll teach you some discipline in your life. Because mothers, they don't care about discipline. I ain't saying all of them. The majority of the mothers in life, they don't care about getting out there, getting the bag and discipline and competing with other men and shit because they're women. A woman, can't teach a man how to stunt. You can't teach a man how to grind. You know what I'm saying? Only a man can. Only a man can teach you how to grind. You see how successful Tiger Woods was? You see how successful Michael Jordan was? You see how successful LeBron and Kobe was? They all had fathers in their life, bro. They didn't come from a single parent household. You feel me? That's how they became great. They had a father being hard on them. Even though Michael Jordan's father wanted him to play baseball, but rest in peace to Michael Jordan's father. He got killed. I think it was a robbery or something. But a lot of us didn't have any fathers, so now we don't know what to do. You got Heaton Secede. He didn't have a good father. Heaton Secede, I don't care what nobody say. If Heaton Secede is still in the same spot that he was with, that he was in 10 years ago, your father failed you, man. Heaton Secede's fathers failed him. If he's 34 and he's unaccomplished, you feel what I'm saying? And some motherfucker said, well, you know what, bro? You can't blame your parents for everything. I'm like, oh yeah, really? Who idea was it for me to be here? It wasn't my idea. I didn't ask to be here on Earth. I just popped up out of nowhere. They brought me here. and they got inside that BMW, racked up hella miles, fucked it up, got into car crashes with it, dented it all up, and then left you with the bill. You feel what I'm saying? Like, here you go, son. I'm like, Dad, this BMW is all fucked up. It's like it got 250,000 miles on it. It got dents on the side. There's no hook caps. They left the bill for you to pay for it. You hear what I'm saying? And fucking oil leaking from it and shit. You know what I'm saying? And now you gotta spend time fixing it up. Saving money or making money to fix that thing up. Parents didn't give a fuck about you, man. They didn't like say, let me fix this BMW up for my son or daughter so they can have a better BMW than I did. They didn't think like that. That's how I know your mother and father didn't really love you, man. If your mother and father is still around and still poor, they didn't care about you that much. Because if you care about your daughter or your son, you're gonna build for them, and you're gonna do what you gotta do to provide for them. That ain't cool. Today we getting pho today. No, not pho. We going to get some. We getting Chinese food today. We have chicken and rice, man. Chicken and rice. You feel me? So you got off to a bad head start. But here's the thing. You're going to have to change that. Whatever you're doing right now, you got to stop it. You're going to bars and clubs, you got to stop it. If you're just doing nothing with your life, you got to stop it. You got to take that first step toward the bag, man. Some motherfuckers ain't taking that first step. They scared of the first step. You know what I'm saying? They scared of change. Like, damn, if I go to school, I won't be able to go to the bar every weekend. If I go to school, I won't be able to go chase bitches at the mall. Because they got to give that stuff up once they start going to school. They don't want to do that. Whatever lifestyle you're doing right now, or whatever lifestyle you're in right now, you're going to have to give up a lot of that lifestyle to go to school or to chase the bag. You're a ball hopper like I was, you got to stop doing that. And focus and concentrate on chasing the bag. You a weed smoker or you drink a bunch of alcohol? Yeah, you could drink some alcohol after your homework is done. You know what I'm saying? You know, can't party no more. You gotta get that up. You know, you can't party no more like you used to. You can't. You gotta give up dating. You can't date. You can't chase bitches, man. Nope. That's why somebody said check out Tinder, Bumble, or something like that. I'm not interested in dating, man. I think sometimes my anxiety be speaking out, man. You know, sometimes I got an anxiety attack. You know, because you know, and then you kind of gotta want it more than anything in this world. Success, the bag or whatever. You know, you gotta want it even more than sex. You feel what I'm saying? I want the bag more than I do than busting a nut with a female that's a 4, okay? I ain't got no time for that. I've stopped chasing bitches, man. Should have did that earlier, man. I should have been about my bag earlier in life. But it's already too late now. Can't cry over spilled milk. All we can do is just learn from the past. That's it. Learn from past experiences. As long as you learn from past experiences, you'll be okay. If you ain't learning, man, I feel sorry for you. It's like he didn't succeed. He's not learning from his past experiences. The last time I checked, I think I was following him when me and my girlfriend had broke up and I put on a bunch of weight. That was like years ago. Man, that was like 7 years ago or something like that. Within that 7-year period, he could have went to school and did something. But what did he do the whole entire time? Nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or he could have went to become an actor. He probably would have got his break. You know what I'm saying? He could have been the Sub-5 bandit or something, you know? He could have been the Sub-5 bandit on a movie. You know, he could have been, he got a good voice, by the way. No homo. But he got a really deep voice that he could play Darth Vader with or something. You know what I'm saying? He could be the Sub-5 overweight Darth Vader, you know? Or he could have been the villain on some movie or something with that voice he got. You know what I'm saying? Or he could have been a rapper, bro. He got the voice. It's really deep and bassy like. You feel what I'm saying? His voice is deeper than mine. But he not checking out his talents though. You know what I'm saying? He not saying like, God damn, I do got a deep voice, man. He could do voiceovers for like Kung Fu Panda. You feel what I'm saying? Go to Hollywood to do voiceovers. You know what I'm saying? Practice that shit, bro. Practice. Practice leads to perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta go. I'm to my spot right now. I gotta fly a sign and I gotta turn my numbers in. You guys have a good day. I'm out.